Hey guys, it's me Steven, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the ground explode. So I've got this really cool shot right here to where it starts with them and then it pans and then I run backwards. So it's really cool, and that was completely stabilized. So it's very smooth. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have the ground explode. So let's go into After Effects. Okay, so now we're going to go to Footage Crate real quick. And we want to go to Debris. Or Debris. I don't know why I said Debris. And then click Dirt, Rock, and Debris. And then you're going to want to get ground plow to cam. I'm getting asphalt for this particular thing, but if you need dirt, that's perfectly fine. So this is for pro members only, so if you go and pay, I think it's $50 right now, a year, you can get the footage, or you can do their contest and win. So we'll go ahead and download that, and then go into After Effects. Okay, so now I'm going to import to After Effects. And now I'm just going to drag it onto our timeline. We don't have to do this right now. And that's starting too early. I say we'll start right. Because the way I want to do this is I want this to be the end. Like, I want the end of the video to go black. So we'll start right here. So we're gonna go to that exact frame, hit Control Shift D, which will split. And so now we're gonna go here to the tracker and then hit Track Camera. And so that's gonna take some time, so I'll get back to you when that is finished. This is almost done solving. And then your dirt comes up, or your asphalt comes out of the ground. So let's view those tracking points, shall we? And what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the end of this video. This is where the most track points will be, and I'm going to select these back here. I'm going to click Shift. Actually, let's start with one of these. Basically, I'm trying to create like a ground. So we'll hit Create Null and Camera. And so now there is a null that is, whoops, hold on a second, that is parented, and as we go back it stays in that same place, hopefully. Turn off this explosion. And so now we've got this asphalt. So I'm going to go ahead and move it. Let's see. Okay, so that's what we're going to want to happen is we're going to want it to be completely black at the end. So we'll hit Reset for Transform. Now let's just see what happens when I turn this 3D. Whoops. And I parent it to the null. And I scale it up a little bit. So that this is our last frame. Let's just see. Okay, so I think we're definitely going to have to do some position fixing. Let's do the scale on keyframes. So we'll go to the beginning, we'll click keyframe for scale. When it comes up, we will fix it how we want to. Which I'm wanting to be about the actual width of this road. So then we'll delete this first keyframe and we'll bring this one back to the beginning. So now it starts to come out, and it's pretty cool how amazing this track worked. So the road is exploding. There's asphalt going everywhere. This is incredible how real this is looking, but it's not finished yet, so there's still work that needs. Okay, so right here. Oh, that's a little bit too far. Okay, right here is about the last time that this scale keyframe is going to work. So now we're going to go, and now we're going to slightly increase the size. Let me go ahead and put position keyframes too. That way the position can be fixed if needed. So it just needs to get bigger and closer to the camera. That was too much of a jump for the position. Scale's good. So this needs to go up a little bit. And that's not looking so good at the bottom, so what we'll do is we'll just click on the layer, do a ellipse mask, and we will subtract that and feather it so it blends in without destroying the illusion. And so then it comes, and right here we'll have to do some position fixing. So right here is where we need to do it. Right here, position, scale, good. Now we'll have to, there's a big jump between keyframes, but shouldn't be too noticeable. And now, oh yeah, and so for the mask we need to have mask path on. And so now we can completely move it so that way it does not look weird at the end. So now we'll work on the explosion in a second. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. It might take a second to render. And in fact, I'll probably play it back in Premiere Pro instead of After Effects. I really need to render it, but that looks pretty good, so we're not done yet. So first what we need to do is we need to change the color of the asphalt. As you can see, it's a little bit darker than the road, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Effect, Color Correction. We're going to be looking for the tint. And so now, oh no, shadow and highlight, shoot. I mean, that does work, but only for this case it wouldn't work. So, tint, you want to map the whites to be like this. You want to map the blacks to be like this. No, you do not. Okay, so you need to change the white color. And you can change the amount of tint. That's no tint. This is full tint. Actually, I'm just going to go back and see. I'm going to take off the tint and see what that other effect was doing, because it looked a lot better. So color correction, shadow and highlight. That looks a bit more like this road color. So I'm just going to fix it a little bit. Turn off the auto. It needs to be a little bit more shadow. A little bit more highlights. And then we'll blend it with the original. Okay, so now this color is looking a lot better. I think I will change the shadow about a little bit so it's brighter. That's more like it. I'm gonna do a trick in Premiere Pro to convince us that an explosion has happened. But first, we need to go back to Production Crate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Sounds Crate this time. We're going to go to Explosions and Bangs. We're gonna find a explosion that sounds good. So I'm gonna try explosion. I really like Explosion Boom 3. And now we need a sound for when the debris comes. So let's see. Oh, that's... Ah. I'm gonna look under explosion sounds just to see explosive debris. That's what I'm using. Is there another one of those? Yes, we'll use those too. So now we'll go into Premiere and drag these sound elements. And so I think I'll have the explosion noise right there. So it'll be like, sorry, that's coming through my that doesn't sound too good. It's coming through my that's coming through my actual computer speakers. I'm sorry about that. It will sound better when you watch the preview. Let me just go ahead and change something real quick. So the explosion will go right there, and so it'll look like my movement is influenced by the explosion. And then right where it starts, we'll do right here. We'll do the explosive debris. So it goes. And I think that's really all we need. I don't think we'll actually... I'll drag this back out. I don't think we actually need the far shot, so then it's... So he throws the ball. I actually really like that. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you want to see more tutorials, go ahead and check out our playlist for tutorials. Goodbye.